Links golf poses a specific challenge that not all can deal with. Brandt Snedeker showed with his 8th place at Chambers Bay that he can cope and has also performed consistently at recent Open Championships. The former FedEx Cup champion and his long-term caddy Scott Vail reckon they've worked out the best way to tackle the links.
It's tough because there's so many variables you got to take into account. You know, you can think through every shot the right way, hit a shot the right way, and depending on the wind gust or the bounce, the ball can do something completely off the wall. And no matter how well you prepare and how well you hit the shot, you can end up in a bad spot. So that's the hardest thing. And the next thing is the gusty winds. So you can hit, you know, you can be on the same tee with somebody and hit 3 seconds, you know, a minute later than they do, and hit 2 different clubs just because of the wind gusting. And so you never really know for sure if you got the right club in your hand or not. You're just constantly guessing. And then the bouncing, you just never know where the ball's going to bounce. So you try to anticipate that as best you can, but there's really no way to do it until you just hit it.
It's different because you can hit a 5-iron 250 yards, you know, whereas in America, you're hitting a 5-iron 200 yards. You know, you could even hit a 5-iron even longer on links golf. So it's different. It's we love it. I think it's great. You've got to embrace it or you're not going to do well. So the first couple of years we went overseas, it was a struggle to figure out how to play it. And it does take time to figure out how to play it. It's challenging for both of us, but it's a challenge that we welcome. I think it's fun. I love it. The windier, the better, because it really factors in your thought process. And I think Brandt and I do that really well together. And more importantly, it factors in your scrambling and your short game, which he does very well.
At Royal Lytham and St Anne's in 2012, Snedeker's rounds of 66 and 64 over the first 2 days equalled the lowest ever 36-hole score in the championship.
I think that was when we first started figuring out how to play links golf, that you didn't need to be perfect, that you could hit a ball 30 feet from the hole and it was a great shot. That made us more aware and understanding of what it took to play links golf. You didn't have to go at the flags. Playing at the center of the greens and trying to make a putt was your best chance. And I think since we figured that out, we've had a pretty good record at links golf.
During those first 2 days, remarkably, Snedeker avoided every single bunker on the course.
It was big. I mean, because when you hit it in a bunker, it's a penalty. And to avoid the bunkers there was incredible for 36 holes, to be honest with you. And I remember the first bunker we hit it on in the 3rd round, we had to play backwards from. So to avoid them was a big part of our preparation. You know, they're like one-shot penalties, so you have to avoid them. And sometimes you can't avoid them. You get an unlucky bounce, and that's part of links golf. You just have to be patient and suck it up. But it was definitely a big part of our preparation, yeah.
You had a definite game plan for which bunkers you were going to challenge and what bunkers you were going to take out of play. Scotty did a great job that week. We got there early. We got there on Friday. In the first 3 days, we were just literally mapping out our game plan for Thursday through Sunday. And we did a great job of having an idea of which bunkers we were going to challenge, which bunkers we were going to take out of play, and gave us a really successful game plan. I didn't perform it on the weekend the way I did the first 2 days. It drove it terribly on the weekend, but the first 2 days, that's kind of how we envisioned playing the golf course.
He did find the odd bunker over the weekend at Lytham, but played well enough to finish in a tie for 3rd. Snedeker contended again at Muirfield in 2013 and would love nothing more than to win his first major over a links course.
It'd be a dream come true. You know, growing up as a kid, you always wanted to win a major championship. I remember waking up on the weekends or getting up Thursday morning, 6 a.m., turning the TV on straight away, and it was always on ESPN or ABC, and watching the different names back then of guys I didn't necessarily know, the European guys that I didn't watch a bunch of golf, and seeing the wind blowing and the baked out grass and the ball bouncing around was so cool and so different from, you know, what we're used to playing in America.
I think it would be unbelievable. It's the home of golf. It would be, I think it would be the best thing, the best feeling in the world, and the best part would be all my friends that I hang out with are English, so I could just rub it in their faces, and that would probably be the best part of it all.